I've always been fascinated by dystopian literature, so naturally, I've been intrigued with Orwell's work for quite some time. My best friend read Animal Farm, and I decided to go with 1984. All I really knew going into it was that it had something to do with censorship, Big Brother, and control. Well, absolute control. But I wasn't prepared for just how unsettling this book would make me feel. We meet Winston, the protagonist, returning to his dingy apartment in a bleak version of London. And right away, he commits his first act of rebellion, writing in a diary. Something so simple, so trivial, journaling our thoughts, putting our thoughts into paper. But in this twisted reality, it was a dangerous, dangerous crime. The paranoia was palpable. We watch him, as probably the thought police had, back scrunched, hands shaking, as he commits this treachery against the Brotherhood. Through Winston's eyes, Orwell paints a terrifyingly controlled world. The Ministry of Truth, which rewrites history and fabricates facts. The Ministry of Love, which is really about torture and punishment. And the Ministry of Peace, which is all about war. Even their language is stripped down through newspeak, a censored, shrunken version of our English designed to make rebellion unthinkable. No word can have variations of meaning, no gray area, only black and white meanings. So goodbye to synonyms. Imagine a language where words for freedom, individuality, for interpretation simply don't exist. Then comes O'Brien. From the very beginning, we're not sure who he is. Is he a friend? A foe? He seems to give Winston little signals, or so Winston thinks. Is it a secret look? A nod? A wink? Does he really have this secret gleam of rebellion in his eyes like Winston? Or is it all just Winston's imagination? And then Julia enters the story. She becomes Winston's partner in rebellion, but she's not an intellectual rebel in the way that Winston is. She hates the system, that's true, but on a more personal, instinctive level. She wants to carve out moments of joy, intimacy, and freedom. She wants to bypass the rules because, well, it's fun for her. But Winston is imagining a bigger picture, a broader resistance with the help of the proletariats. And so you'll ask me, why is this the scariest book you've ever read? Well, surprisingly, it wasn't the descriptions of torture, though those were horrific. This is the scariest book I've ever read because of the constant surveillance. The way people don't just disappear physically but historically. The way that people are erased from existence with their names wiped out as though they never lived. What scared me the most was the idea that truth itself doesn't matter anymore, or that the truth is whatever what a group says it is. If the party says 2 plus 2 equals 5, then it does. At least in this dystopian world. And if the party says someone never existed, then they never did. The truth is monopolized. And reading this for 2 or 3 weeks, I couldn't help but go down the conspiratorial rabbit hole and ask myself, how do we know the truths we accept today aren't themselves manipulated or fabricated? As I said, rabbit hole. After finishing 1984, I found myself feeling grateful for freedoms I usually take for granted. That I can work out when I want, eat lunch outside in the open, read thought-provoking books like this one on the metro during my commute here in Paris, or simply close the door of my apartment and enjoy my privacy. So yes, 1984 scared me. But it also made me appreciate the small acts of freedom that fill my days. The choice of what to read, what to believe, how to live, and how to think. I think, therefore I am, as Rene Descartes said. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next book.